Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Melissa. It's been a while since the last time we talked, since the last time we saw each other. As it turns out, I just got out of surgery. And that's what this video is going to be about. So if you want something funny, come back next Thursday. Unlike before, I promise you, baby, that all my promises were empty. I literally was not gonna upload. I just said that because I wanted to force myself to do it, but I was just, I was just so sick, I just couldn't do it. So basically about a year ago, I started to get this really strong pain in my colon that went all the way down to my pelvis. I didn't know what it was. I thought that it had something to do with me going vegan because the pain started literally the same day that I went vegan. So I just thought that it was like food allergies or this, that, and the third. So I just brushed it off. Eventually the pain got so intense that I was crying. It was just really, really bad, and I went to the doctor and he told me that it could be like a cyst in one of my ovaries. Like, don't worry about it. And I thought, okay. He just told me that eventually it'll go away in like a week or two, and I was like, okay, cool. Fast forward some time after, and I got pain again. And this time I thought that it was because I started including like other vegan products, and I was just like, I'm just gonna cut it out. And that's sort of the way that I went on for many, many months. Just cutting foods out, crying because I was in pain, cutting foods out, crying because I was in pain, cutting foods out, to the point that I got severely neglected anemia. I did all of these things hoping to feel better, but I wasn't. Fast forward to like about a month ago, I was just left with rice and boiled potatoes, and that's all I was eating, thinking that it was food allergies. And then when I thought about, some people are allergic to rice, so I thought about removing rice from my diet, and that's sort of when I realized, like, oh, this is weird. I'm literally not eating anything. Maybe I should go to the doctor. I went to the ER one morning instead of going to work. I had a nurse sort of start like touching my pelvis to kind of like feel what's going on, and that's when it got really serious. They were like, oh, okay, so we need to give you an ultrasound, kind of like the pregnant women, how they put that gel in your stomach and they just kind of start moving it around. That's basically what they did to me. And I remember the she was like around my age too. She was like looking at doing the ultrasound and just like looking at me like, the fuck am I looking at? And I was just like, can you see okay? And she was like, oh yeah, I can see it. She was just like, you could tell in her eyes, she was just kind of like, what am I looking at? And then she's like, okay, I'll be right back. I took some pictures of your pelvis. I just want to make sure that I took all the ones that I need. And so I'll be right back. And so in my mind, I thought, oh, maybe she didn't find anything. And she just needs someone else to come in just in case they want to like make sure that there is nothing, right? Well, here comes the second lady. And she was a little more aggressive with my stomach. She was like literally pushing down. And she was like pointing at the screen and talking to the other girl like, we can only assume. And I told my mom about it, and she was just like, oh, it's probably nothing, everything's gonna be alright. And I thought, yeah, that's right. Well, the doctor did not come in. It was actually a nurse that did. And what was so crazy about it was that she was so cold. I mean, I'm assuming that, obviously working at the ER, she's seen crazy things in her life. So she was not like, gentle about it. She was just like, listen, bitch, this is what's going on, and it's rough, and you're gonna have to deal with it, and good luck with your life, kind of thing, So she sits down and she looks at me and she's like, hey, listen, we found a mass that's so big that we cannot operate on you in this hospital. And I'm just like, the fuck do you mean you found a mass? And she's just like, it's so large. It's like the size of a basketball. We cannot operate here. And it looks like it's attached to your left ovary, so you're gonna be losing that. And I'm like, hold up. I'm like, what do you mean? And she's just like, whatever you do, don't Google pelvic mass. And then once she was done with that spill, she's like, we're gonna refer you to a gynecologist, oncologist. An oncologist is a doctor who specializes in cancer. Immediately after this happened, I drove to work, and I was in a frantic. I mean, I was going crazy. I was just like, I need to talk to someone. I went in and I talked to my manager, very nice. She understood completely. She even gave me a hug, and I was like, listen, I can't come in anymore. I need to start taking care of myself right now. Something really bad is going on, and I don't know what it is. A couple of days after that, I went to see the oncologist, and she came in and she was different. She wasn't like the first nurse. She was very sweet, and she was just like, hey, listen, so you have a really large mass. This is so large that we don't know what it is. So my question was, is it or is it not the C word? And she said, well, when it's not cancer, it looks like a balloon. It's just like, you know, it moves. You can kind of see through it like a water balloon. When it's cancer, it's more like a brick. Like it just sits in your pelvis like a brick. In yours, it's right in the middle. And so I'm like, so you don't know? And she's like, we don't know. And the only way that we're gonna know is when we open you up. And so for the next 10 days, I didn't know if I had cancer or not. And so it was rough. It was really rough. She was just like, if it is cancer, we're gonna have to remove this and we're gonna have to remove that. And then we're gonna have to talk about your treatment options. And I'm like, this can't be happening to me. This is me. I've been with myself since I was born. I know what I think about. I know what I like to eat. I'm a person. I didn't know if I had 2 months left to live or if I was gonna live till 80. I don't know. But at that moment, I did not know, and no one could give me an answer. And so she told me, you gotta prepare for surgery. It's gonna be painful. So I had to live with that diagnosis for 10 days. A lot of things happened during those 10 days, but I think that right there is what I want to keep to myself, because this is not really relevant to the stories. My aunt flew in, and my brother came home, and my family was there for me. We went to the cancer center here at the hospital, and they started the surgery on me. I woke up, I think, like 3-4 hours later, and the surgery was a complete success. I was lucky. It was not cancer. I actually suffer from endometriosis. They went in, they removed my left ovary, they removed the mass, so I have a big scar in my stomach. I have a big scar in my stomach, which is fine. I think that I don't care. I am gonna make it sexy somehow. That's what my best friend told me, and that's the good thing about having support in your life. It's important to always be in control of your body, know what's going on with your body. Don't be afraid to go to the doctor. I wish I would have gone sooner. That's really what I wanted to talk about. You know, if you've been feeling sick, if you've been having a cold for the past 9 months, don't just assume that it's because you keep getting them over and over and over again, or because a certain food is making your nose runny. Just go get checked. The doctor's not gonna bite. They're there to help you. Let them take care of you, and you keep focusing in your life. That's the best thing that you can do, and I wish I would have done that forever ago, because I have never felt as good as I feel now. It's almost as if my energy is just so raw, and I've never felt that way. Anyways, guys, my battery died, but check this out. This is where I'm gonna be recording the videos from now on. I'm still working on it. I want to get like something from here to there. Yeah, that's my bed. We're not gonna go there. Anyways, but yeah, that should be fun. Anyways, I'm gonna see you guys on Thursday.